Good morning, good evening. Welcome to everybody. It's been a big week. I can't believe it's Thursday already. I was like, oh wait, it is. It's actually it is Thursday, right? I'm not streaming early. Let me know in the chat. I mean, unless you're in the US and it's Wednesday evening, but if you're in Australia, it is Thursday, right? It is. So much going on. So let's get through some housekeeping first. We'll recap over it later. First things first is I do currently have the ads running in the live stream. If you notice, if you're on a mobile device and you notice a ridiculous amount of ads, or you know what, even one ad blocking the chat, let me know and I will turn the ads off. But I wanted to have them running for just the start, so at least something comes in, okay? YouTubers still haven't responded to any of my questions in relation to the ads blocking the chat. We're not the only ones it's happening to. It's happening to a lot of people. So hopefully it'll happen to someone big enough for YouTube to give a crap about, and they will then go in and solve that problem. Now, so let me know. Then, the leaderboard. You know how we had all the crowns and everything? Kelly probably noticed she had a crown first thing this morning. It reminded me to go in and check. We can turn it off on a channel level now. We don't have to deal with the silly crowns and the competition for posting in our group. It's gone. It's gone. I've got it. It's gone. I'm like, I don't know if I need to remember to do it for every stream, but I do have it currently turned off for this stream. So that is something. What's this plus button? We do have the option now for members only live streams. So what that means is we've always had the option for members only live streams, but what we can do now is we can start the stream with everybody, and then I can click a button and only those that are members will get to continue on. So I'll be like, oh, everybody, we're going to change over to the members only now. So if you aren't a member, unfortunately, it's goodbye. And then I click over the button and it'll just be members in the chat. I don't know if I'll personally use that, but that is something that's available now. So that is very cool. YouTube just released a whole pile of stuff, and it's a huge amount of it for live streaming. Some of it I'm just like, really? That's not on the list of things that I wanted. It's just not. So yes, so we've got some cool new tools. Hopefully the ads is something that gets solved, because that is really the current bane of my, well, it's not the bane of my existence. The current bane of my existence is the fact that some douchebags, absolute twat waffles, are utilizing my website to try and run scam credit cards. Now, I've done everything on mine. Everything is secure in my website. What they're doing is they come in, they find the cheapest thing they can put in a cart and try to get PayPal to run a payment on it to see if the credit card information works. And that's it. So they're using my website for that. So I woke up one morning to over 150 failed orders, and I had to work out which were real orders and which were not real orders. And then there was the cancelled orders. And then there was like, so right now I've had to just turn off purchases on my website. I had to go out and buy, like spend my hard-earned money on a thing to just be able to turn off purchases on a plugin. Plugin's the word I'm looking for. So the website's still up. The website's still functioning. You can still look at everything. You just can't add anything to the cart. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that long term. I can't leave the website locked out long term, but I was kind of just hoping if I just made it not accessible to them for a few days, that they'd move on to someone else, make it someone else's problem, which feels awful, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I really want to reiterate, the data on my website is secure. They're not trying to access that. And I pay like a premium price to make sure that's all secure. So there's nothing hacky going on, other than they are just coming in like pretending to be customers and trying to just run someone else's credit card. So, and then when it works or not works, that's the end of it. They move on. But then they've got a pile of these numbers that they're running. So that has been a really fun thing. And now I've got actual legit customers who are grumpy at me because I've been trying to work out which are real orders and which aren't real orders. And then I haven't posted out the real orders. And so they're grumpy that the real orders aren't going out. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So I think I've worked it out for the most part. And so I've narrowed it right down. So I've been able to go through and work out which ones the actual payments went through and which ones were not digital products and which ones are things I actually have to put. It's just a mess. And it's just, it's happening to a lot of people. And it's not just me, but you don't want to go, it's not, I haven't been hacked or anything like that. That's just twat waffles in there trying to utilize the services I've connected for you guys to actually make real purchases. And they're utilizing those services to try and test credit cards. So I'm just hoping that if I just turn it all off for just a little amount of time, they'll just move on. And I hate that I'm just making it someone else's problem, but right now I can't deal with the problem. So, and there's nothing, I've done all the searching. There's nothing I can actually do about it. I can report it, which I've done. And that's it. I couldn't even geo block the website to make it Australian only or anything like that, because they were using a VPN and using Australian addresses. Just like, oh. Anyway, that's been my existence this week. Let me just jump in and say good morning to everybody. So Kelly was jumping in early with the Buy Me a Coffee, with the Buy Me a Coffee link, testing to make sure it worked. It worked. I also double checked. You remember how I was like, I couldn't tell that someone had sent one through? I now can tell. They on the Buy Me a Coffee website, they changed the link that appears on my screen. So they probably sent me an email, because what happens is every time I get one of those failed orders, I get an email as well. So my inbox was just, I woke up and just, so I've just been a little bit stressed. Good morning, Vampire. So good to see you. Kelly, hello again. Bianca, great to see you. Knitspin Girls, good morning. Teresa CM, great that you could join us today, and Red Hooked as well. The Game Widows has jumped in. Leanne says, yay, I think I can stay the entire chat. Don't count your chickens, Leanne. What if somebody rings? Someone's going to ring now. Someone's going to ring. Sonia Creations, great to see you. Molly is here, and Francis. I feel like Romper Room. There's so many of you jumping in, and it's so good to see you all. And I don't want to miss anybody because I'm really grateful that you're all here. Knitspin Girl says, to quote Douglas Adams, it must be Thursday. I can never get the hang of Thursdays. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. Dolores, it's so good to see you. Cheryl B. Lacemaker from Saskatchewan, Canada. Great to have you in the chat. Francis says, I heard the same thing happened to the EEW website the other day too. Yeah, it's not fun, Dolores. It's really, really not fun. Yeah, sometimes people do just suck. Yes, they really do. Talia, great to have you in the chat as well. Okay, so I've got it like, it is the last Saturday of the month this month, right? Like it is. I think it is. If it is, Caffeinated Crafters will be meeting at Cafe 63 at Beanley Marketplace. If you would like to come along, please come along. If you don't usually come but would like to join us, just send me a quick message on Instagram or in Discord or something like that, just to let me know you want to come along so I can make sure I have enough seats for everybody. I think I do. I've got a few spares. And sort of, go from there. But I really would love to see lots of you come along. It is so much fun. We just hang out. You don't have to be there all day like I am from like 10 till 4:30 or 5 o'clock, whatever it is. You don't have to do that. You can come for an hour. You can come for 2 hours, whatever. You can do whatever you want to do. There is no issues whatsoever. And the menu there is pretty extensive. So there's usually something people can find that suits their budget and suits their eating habits. Artsol, great to see you in the chat. Come on, come up on screen. Nope. I don't know what's going on. Kelly Poll would like to know how my clip went about the rising cost of things. Look, most of the people that commented were super positive. There was one that was a little like, I don't see that there's a problem. I'm not noticing any increased costs and stuff from China. It's like, cool. No negatives. Nothing negative so far. It hasn't gotten a lot of views. It's gotten a few, like for sure. But not a lot. And I think one of the things is because I'd say it's still stayed quite within our group here. That because of that, it doesn't have all the like people who don't know me like pounding on it. And I think that's a big part of it. So, but it's been taken pretty well, and the comments in it are so far really positive. So that is good. And I was so nervous about doing it. Honestly, I was just like, okay, this is either going to go good or it's going to be a dumpster fire. And it still has the opportunity to become a dumpster fire. Let's be honest. But right now it's good. Right now it's good. The AFL Grand Final is on Saturday. Brisbane is in it. That's cool. Leanne says she thinks she'll be a +1 for Saturday. That's cool. Thanks, Leanne. The menu is very extensive. Yes, I would say that as well. I would say that. Deb D, good morning. Great to see you. So, Caffeinated Crafters, the website's currently not accepting orders. My weekend away. I had a weekend away last weekend where I went on my little onesome to a sewing retreat. Now, usually I've always gone with other people that I knew or something like that. And this time round, I just went, like what it was is because it's up at Stacey's where we have the Fiberific retreat. And when we were up there for Fiberific, I was like, hey, Leonie, I've got a new sewing machine. Put me on a waiting list for one of the workshops coming up. And she was like, actually, Game Widows, that's 2 ads in 13 minutes. No, I'm going, just give me a minute. I'm going to turn off the ads because that is ridiculous. I just have to turn them off. I don't have any options. It's off or on. So there we go. All right. You shouldn't let me know if you get any ads after now. Okay. Cause you really shouldn't, cause I have literally turned the ads off. So let me know if you get any ads from now, because 2 in 15 minutes is stupid. It's stupid. The sewing retreat. So usually I go with a friend or 2 friends, or I know people that are going. This time around, sorry, I already said that. So Leonie was like, actually, there is a retreat coming up where it's about making garments. I was like, oh no, I've not really. And she was like, no. It's about how to adjust a pattern to fit you. And that's what's put me off garments this whole time, is that I would get a pattern and just be like, well, I can't make any adjustments to it because it's sewing. I don't know how to do that. And so nothing ever fits. And, it was just frustrating. Oh, really, Leanne? Oh, hey, Scully Pop. Great to see you. Leanne, really? You just got an ad? All right, let's give it a couple of minutes before I spaz out about that. Because I'm just like, I've literally just turned the ads off. There should be no ads. Anyway, and so I thought, okay, all right, I can do this. It was just a Saturday and Sunday. I'm sharing with somebody I've never met before, so sharing a room. It was fantastic. I had the absolute best time. Yes, I was nervous. I was sewing, which is not my natural element, which I'm enjoying, but I'm just, I'm always stressed out about it. And the whole attitude there was just so different because we didn't sew on good fabric, if that makes any sense. What we were doing was we were making mock-ups, and that's something I haven't really considered, because with all the bag makings, you just go in and make the bag. Oh, hang on a second. Master Finn just supported you with a coffee. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Is that Molly? I'm assuming it's Molly. I would like to give Molly the credit, whoever that was, the credit. But if it's not Molly, you tell me so I can give the right person the credit. Thank you so much for that coffee. I very much appreciate it. So yeah, I've always when it comes to sewing, and knitting as well, and crocheting, you always go in with just the stuff you're going to use. Like, let me know in the chat, how many of you make a mock-up of a knitted sweater before you actually go in. It was Molly. Thank you, Molly. I very much appreciate that. I do very much. Yeah. So like, how many of you actually like? I suppose this gauge swatch is the closest thing to a mock-up I do. But yeah, we just were using just like calico and really cheap fabrics because we would readjust the pattern, like make some changes on the actual pattern itself, just basting stitch it up in the mock-up, and then quite literally cut it open to create extra space or to bring it across and pull things in, and then you would make those adjustments on the pattern and then go again. And the goal of the end of the weekend was to actually have a pattern that fits you perfectly. Not to have a garment, but to have a pattern that fits you perfectly. And getting that into my brain was that it's like, it's okay to not do it right the first time round, because we're just going to like and change it all around. And that was a really big mental shift for me, because I have never really gone in that way. It's usually like, okay, I'm using hand-dyed yarn. I don't want to screw this up. I need to make it good, and I'm not going to re-knit it if it's wrong. Or, you know, I might recrochet it, but I'm definitely not re-knitting it if it's wrong. It'll just get gifted and go to somebody else. But yeah, I've never done mock-ups before. Now, what's hilarious is I knew they existed. When my aunt made my wedding dress for me, I was like, I want the top from this one and the skirt from this one. And when because I lived in Sydney and she lived in Toowoomba, and when I got to Toowoomba for my dress fittings and what have you, I thought we were just going to be doing measurings and stuff. No. The measurings that I'd given her over the phone, she'd used to make a mock-up. And then when we were there, she adjusted the mock-up. Now, that was a long time ago, but it just didn't click that you did that for more than something special like a wedding dress. So yeah, Molly says she does mock-ups all the time, usually with muslin or calico. Yeah, and that was what this lady was saying. Whatever the cheapest fabric is that you've got, we're just trying to get it to fit. So yeah. Knit Spin Girl says, I've made small kids versions for charity of a couple of the tin can knit patterns I wasn't sure of in acrylic, not my good yarn, if that makes sense. It does. So you made like a smaller version in yarn that you weren't in love with, and donated that with full intention of donating that, but just to make sure you had the pattern right in your head before you started it for yourself. Technically a mock-up. But yeah, so that was really interesting. But I really enjoyed that. I had such a good time, such an amazing group of people, and everyone was just so encouraging. It really was a lot like a Fibrific one, where everyone was just really encouraging each other and helping each other with like, what do you think the adjustments need to be? And we'd all have sort of a little look and a little discussion about what they were. And then the instructor would be like, actually, you're all right. All of these need to happen. Or you know what? If we actually just do this one, then the rest of it comes into place. So it was really, really it was really good. I really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad I did it. I may have bought a few more patterns and bits and pieces while I was there. Leanne, thank you so much for reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Artug says, from my experience in sewing with my mother back in the day, mock-ups are the gauge swatches of sewing. Well, there you go. And I didn't realise that. And you're right. I think that's exactly what they are. Now, while we are talking about sewing, I'm not sure if you guys will remember a few weeks ago, a friend of mine, Megan, was in the chat from Sew and Tell. Now, I've been chatting to her over the weekend and everything about, you know, the excitement and all that sort of stuff, because she's a sewing girl. And I know that some of you are sewing people. I know not all of you are, but I know some of you are. Megan is actually hosting an event, and I wanted to share it with you all. So I do have links in the description, so if the mods want to check those out. I'm just going to go over here and then to screen share. Is it going to work? There we go. Okay, so she's running this workshop, and it's 3 days of different teachers, all teaching different things, and you can go in and you can see what the different classes are. And it's called the what's it called? It's written right there. Together We Stitch studio sessions, and it's all online, so you don't have to go anywhere in person. You get to do it all online, and it sounds fantastic. And it's one of these things where when you're buying the general admission ticket, you can do one of those like pay what you can kind of things. Now, when you go to the VIP tickets, which I think only come out to be about $60 Australian, so it's like $20 a day, which just really. Um, and then if you get the VIP ticket, you get all the replays as well. So you get to go back and keep watching and relearn it. Whereas, and here we go. This is the studio lineup. So this is the schedule of what's going to be happening. And so, is it 4 days? Why did I think 3? Oh my gosh, it's actually 4 days. All right, cool. So it's a lot. It's a lot of sewing. But I really wanted to share this with you all because those of you that already sew, this could be something really fun to do, and it's fairly inexpensive. Those of you that don't sew much but dabble, which is where I consider myself, this could be a really great way to get rid of some of the fears around things. And so, yeah, and here we go. You can choose your experience. So you can do different levels of passes. Now, it is open to outside of Australia as well. Now, I did just put in the links for the Australian dollars, but if you are in the US and you want the US links, let me know. Now, I do need to tell you all, she did set me up as an affiliate for this, which I would have shared it anyway. Let's be honest. As a friend running something amazing, you don't think I'm going to share the absolute crap out of that? You don't know me at all. But yeah, so there's lots of stuff that you can do. This is Megan. This is her here. So she's got a phenomenal setup. So you can like absolutely see everything she's doing. If you can, she's got her own YouTube channel called Sew and Tell Australia. You can go and check that out. But yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It might be a little bit brain melty just because of the sheer amount of it. But for 4 days of workshops, the VIP price is $70, right? So $4, so it's less than $20 a day. So it works out better value than the Stitches and Craft show, right? Like, has anyone seen the most recent prices for Stitches and Craft show? I'm just like, wait, what now? But yeah, anyway, I wanted to share that with you all. The links are in the description. If you do want to go in and check that out, you absolutely can. So many different sewing artists involved. I think I've never done this one, but I'm going to do this one. So many, it's just definitely worth looking into. If you're a person who likes to sew things, which I know not all of us are, but some of us are, because we are multi-craftual here, definitely worth checking out. So I just want to show you all that, so you don't miss out on something that we didn't know existed, because this has been running, apparently I think this has been running for a while now, and this is the first I knew about it. I'm such a good friend. Such a good friend. So yeah, Bianca, I agree. I think that's so cheap for what you get, like 2 to 3 workshops a day. And yeah, for 4 days. I just think that's such good value. And you get to sit at home. So you can sit in your comfy, stretchy leggings and just chill. And for me, the reason I want to get the VIP tickets is because I'm not going to be able to sit there for 4 days and watch everything, and I don't want to miss it. So I want to be able to get access to the replays, which is why I'm going to be doing the VIP. I'm just reading through. So you get 12 months to relive all of your favorite This is the VIP stuff. This is the extras. Additional 12 months to relive all of your presentations. Access to all classes from day one of the expo. No waiting each day for them all to be released. Exclusive offers and discounts in the digital swag goodie bags, and transcripts of all the presentations. For me, that transcripts of all the presentations, I originally was like, oh, whatever. And then I thought about it, and I was just like, I actually sometimes just need, when somebody explains something, I just need them just to stop for a second and read my notes and work and sort of let my brain mull through it. This would do that for me, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's there. The links, Leanne and Kelly have been dropping them in the chat, but they're also in the description. So definitely you can go and check that out. So I wanted to share that. Go there. Yeah. So that's where my brain's been. I went to a sewing retreat. My website got smushed. So now I've had to shut down the carts, and now I've got people grumpy at me, which I get. Because I got to the point where I was just like, they're probably all scam sales, right? They weren't. I got someone like, hey, I haven't heard anything about my order. And I'm like, whoa. Because it's been hitting me for about 2 weeks, and it was sort of just a little bit slow at the start, and so I was just kind of dealing with it. And then one day I just woke up and had been hit by like 100 of them. So they come in and they see if you, as the shop owner, have anything in place to stop them from doing it, and then they just go. So it's been a great week. Been a great week. All right. So we do have the Yeti Cam. Water, tea, coffee. We have all our beverages. So we are beverage goblins, or I'm a beverage goblin. And there is my den of beverage. That's the new word now. Beverage. These are all my beverages. Oh, gosh. Okay. Now, crafting. I actually haven't done much. This week, I have not picked up my knitting needles or crochet hook that much. Last Thursday, we had Caffeinated Crafters. I picked up a hat, so I have that to work on today. Because I'm like one row off changing colors. So I thought, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's do that. Oh my gosh, Game Widows, you missed the big sewing expo talk. Scrub back a couple of minutes and watch it on Fasty Fast. I think you might enjoy it because you're a sewer. It's a 4-day sewing expo that's happening online. You just scrub back just for a few minutes and watch that. Now, speaking of coffee, I'm going to have some. Might need to move that. Moving you to over there. Because we also have Louie. Look at that. We've got our little Louie man. You know, when you just make yourself that perfect temperature coffee, that's where I'm at right now. It is a perfect temperature. Because I knew it was going to be waiting a little bit before I drank it. I actually, made my normal long black, and I usually just a little bit of cold milk in the top. No, this time I heated the milk, so that it's been staying hot for longer. So basically, I'm going to finish this row because I've just started a new row. I want to finish this row, and then I want to measure again because I think it might be one more row after this one. So that's where I'm at with that. So let me know in the chat if you've got any questions, anything that I can, like anything that you think I've missed, let me know, because my brain's just a little bit like really fast at the moment. So, just between like all the changes that are happening at YouTube, the nightmare with my website, going away to sew for the weekend, and like work being super busy. So yeah. Bianca says, I unraveled about 20 centimeters of a blanket I'm crocheting this morning because I somehow managed to increase the stitch count. Fun. I actually managed to work out what the issue was with my Moreland blanket. It was me. I had, like, you know how I'd gone through and counted everything? Like, no, everything's right. No, it wasn't. The last repeat just before the end, I had an extra single crochet. I had 5 in there and was not picking it up in my speedy counts. So that's all fixed up. And I'm now on the row back. I haven't finished that row because, I've not had much time for craft this week. So, yeah. Siobhan Brister, great to see you. I was hiding behind the Buy Me a Coffee icon because we are having to turn the ads off for our mobile viewers, because they are being absolutely pounded by an issue that YouTube says doesn't exist. That's the thing. YouTube's like, oh, have you got your ad settings on right? And I'm like, yes, I do. I am not clicking put in an ad because the rest of my audience aren't getting an ad. Why is it just the mobile viewers who are being pounded? Oh, that can't happen. Yes, it can. And it's not just me it's happening to. Oh my gosh, driving me insane. Anyway, I just have to turn the ads off, which means I don't, other than those of you who are here right at the start, I don't actually get any income for these live streams. So if you feel that hanging out is worthy of a coffee or even if you don't want to do a coffee, you could pop in a little super chat or a little super sticker. Super stickers are a little bit less expensive. So that would be amazing. Talia says, I'd fight someone for an iced coffee right now. Talia, when you talk about an iced coffee, do you mean like the iced coffees that we grew up with, or the things that we're being served as iced coffees now? Because when I grew up, right, an iced coffee was in like a fancy glass, like a big, like fancy glass milkshake glass. It had a little bit of just chocolate syrup drizzled around the inside of the glass, kind of like the iced chocolates, but bear with me. Then they would put the shot of coffee in and then put milk and ice cream in it, and they go with this, the cream on the top. That was an iced coffee. I ordered an iced coffee not that long ago, and I received a coffee with ice in it. And I thought they were taking the mickey, and I was just like, I ordered an iced coffee, and they're like, yep, and it was literally like white coffee in a cup. So what they do is they put the shot of coffee in and then fill it with milk, so it is cold, and then throw ice cubes in the top. And I was just like, what? And so it took me a little bit to realize that's a thing now. So, but then there's also like the iced coffee from iced coffee flavored milks, which, you know, I also like. I like those too. All right, Artseg says, victory. I just finished ribbon wrestling. Thanks for that one. For Artseg. I'm not saying it again. For the matching bonnet and booties ready for this weekend. Speaking of which, I saw that you put it over on the Discord, so let me just go over here. I made a thing for this. There it is. All right, sorry, Louis. Louis needs to go temporarily. Why are you not working? There it is. Artsag has finished the little baby. What is this called again? It's like a little matinee jacket. Little matinee jacket with beautiful gold trimmed ribbon, buttons, feather and fan stitching. Such beautiful work. And now you've finished the matching bonnet and booties. That's going to be so adorable. So adorable. And I just want to say, I think I have that matching Doona cover. Just throw that out there. I actually think I have something very similar looking to that. But this is beautiful. And this is beautiful work. And this Bubba's going to look so gorgeous in this, honestly. So, yeah. Oh, Vampire finished a dress. Let me just go in and go over here. Baby dress for Vampire. Popped it in the Discord while I wasn't looking. Size 00 in 2 group 4-ply. Look at that. That is such a cute dress. You know, when I was reading that, and it was just like the khaki sort of like, I'm thinking army kind of stuff, but it actually really works. And with just that little hint of pink on it, that is so adorable. There is one seriously spoiled Bubba coming into your lives. Seriously, Artsag and Vampire. Seriously spoiled Bubba coming in. That is gorgeous. So beautiful. So beautiful. Let's see. Did anybody else sneak in while I was looking? No. Okay. Let's go back to, there we go. Let's have a look here. All right. Francis says, okay, I need help. I'm knitting a jumper in handspun. My spinning is getting really fine. It's just under 4-ply equivalent. Knitting double strand doesn't feel good. Should I just do a single and 1,000,000 stitches per row? Most of my sweaters that I knit are 4-ply, so because I'm in Queensland, because big heavy coats and jackets and jumpers don't get worn up here, whereas you might wear them down there. But if you made it finer and lighter, you'd be able to do more like layering, which is that not what you want down in Melbourne? I'm not sure. So yeah. Jennifer Rivenberg, welcome to the chat. Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you. Talia says, can't happen. Well, I got news for you. Why do they have to change the name? I always have to check the menu to see what they call them now. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what do they call the old iced coffees now? If they're not the coffee, cup of coffee with ice in it, and it's not a coffee milkshake as such. Like, what are we calling it? So yeah. So yeah. That's the Italian style coffee with the milk and the ice cream. Yeah, I don't know. Is it a coffee float? Really? I mean, that makes sense more than a milkshake because you don't blend the ice cream in. It's just like bloop, bloop, bloop floating in the top of the cup. So a coffee float, is that what they're called now? That's so dumb. Let's have a look here. Francis says, I can't get the buy me a coffee to work. It's just past the edge of the screen. On their website, is it really? That's so annoying. Now, see, frappes are blended. The old-fashioned iced coffees, they weren't blended. It was like the coffee and the milk was mixed, but then the ice cream just sat on the top. I'm in Sydney, so I prefer a lighter jumper. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's a ton of patterns out there for 4-ply jumpers. You will not be wanting. My current go-to for 4-ply jumpers. Oh my gosh, what's the name? It's something in pine. Let me go to Ravelry. Let me go and check. I've got like a million things in my library. Hang on. Is it woolen pine? Let me find it. Let me search for wool and pine. That's it. Wool and pine. Thank you, Knitspin Girls. Wool and pine do a pile of gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. I've got the Summer Sorrel is the one I've bought. Let me just, if you are a person who cannot handle Ravelry, you might want to just go and grab a drink of water or something. I'm about to screen share. So, let me just see if that's not going to bring up anything because it's crochet. Let's try again. Wool and pine. There we go. All right, I'm going to be screen sharing now, okay? Just so that you know. There we go. Oh, I'm just going to I need to just buy me a coffee thing. Go away for a second. There we go. So this is wool and pine. These are the designers. These are the designs. Let's go to their designs. And this is, that's pattern store might be better. There we go. No, so annoying. All right, let me just go to patterns and just go knitting. Advanced search. This is, sorry, it's what? Wool and so close that. Wool and pine. There we go. All right. So they do a lot of t-shirts, but a lot of their patterns, like look at this one, the sea glass sweater. This is one that I just drool over. That is gorgeous, right? Like that is just lovely. Loopy Knots, it's great to see you. The sorrel is another fun one. So I've got the summer sorrel, so it's the short sleeved, but the sorrel is gorgeous as well. So I think they've made this one chunkier though. So I think it is like, I think they've like want it to be a DK weight, but the summer sorrel, which is the one I've got, which you could legit just put longer sleeves on, is just 4-ply. So, yeah, but that I love so many of their projects. They've got so many cute, just interesting shapes and playing with color and just, you know, you'll find, I think you'll find something you like. I think you'll find something you like, honestly. So like there's cardigans, there's jumpers. Like look at this one here, the spun flora. So again, you could put long sleeves on that. Oh, that one's a DK. Or maybe I should just narrow it down with their 4-ply. 4-ply, 4-ply. There we go. Oh, look, there's only 60 patterns in 4-ply. But yeah, they've got lots of options. Like this is a really interesting shape, the June Drifter. I really like that shape as well. I think that could be really cute. And just again, put longer sleeves on it. Make it a little bit longer. Gorgeous. So, and they also have, like while I'm saying this, when you buy one of their patterns, they send you off site for any tutorials, for any, like they have video tutorials for everything. So you don't have to worry if it's like, oh, that looks a bit tricky. So far as I can tell, there's video tutorials for all of the things. All right. Oh, you love the sea glass. Didn't realize that was a woolen pine. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Going fast is weird, Game Widows. But yeah, so, and that, like, I think that one was a side to side construction, something a bit different. But yeah, they just have a lot of really cute patterns. So you could go through and you could possibly find, but they're not the only ones designing in 4-ply, honestly. But that's my first place to check now, because they have like a lot of, they're really inclusive with their sizes. They're really interesting with their color work, then just interesting textures. You know what I mean? Like, so yes, I just sort of share that with you all. Oh yeah, didn't realize it was the woolen pine. I'll have to look at it. Yeah, let me just push that away. I will never get to the next color if I don't just keep knitting. Honestly, I've had to start hiding the yarn from the cat, because if I leave like a ball of yarn like on the table, he will sit here and rest his chin on it and sleep there. And unfortunately, he's an oldie boy now, and he drools in his sleep. Let's just be honest. That's why it upsets me. Otherwise, it would just be super cute. But no, he drools in his sleep. So I'm going to have to wash anything that's using. Basically, this one I was put away. He's been using this one, the rest of this ball that's out in the living room. So whatever I do with the rest of that, that's going to need a good wash. And this one's going to need a bit of a wash. Not that everything doesn't get a wash anyway, but I just really have to consciously like make sure it gets a good wash, like not just a rinse or a soak in a sink. It needs like a legit wash because it's got cat slobber. Old mean cat slobber. My cat licks anything preserved in plastic. Oh my gosh, Louis is a bit like that. Oh, speaking of Louis, here, you can come back, big man. Oh, and we can also have a thingy come back on, our buy me a coffee thing. I don't know where it's gone. It's left. It didn't like being turned off. Where is it? What did I do with it? It should be there. I was clicking the wrong thing. It's fine. There's two things that say buy me a coffee. One is the widget, so that I get notified when one of you buy a coffee and brings it up on screen and plays a little tune so we all know what's going on. And the other one was the actual QR code, so you know where to go. Oh my gosh, I'm such a doofus. Oh, I'm like clicking it off and on. Thanks for that pattern inspo. Oh, no worries at all. I'm nothing if not an enabler. Knitspin Girl says, it's okay, Tibbles. I dribble in my sleep too. Oh, I'll tell him. He's been really miffy at me the last couple of days because I've been shutting the door of my office when I leave it because there's cat hair all over my desk now because he's like, oh, you finished work for the day? Well, I'm going to bed now. And he just takes over the whole desk and just rolls around. There's cat hair everywhere. It took me like 20 minutes to clean it up enough to use it for a live stream today. Like, you know, like I had to wipe it all down with wet, like damp cloth to catch all the cat hair. and then I needed to air spray everything that it could get anything that I couldn't wipe up off. It's just like, come on, dude. Seriously? Come on. So, yes. Now, I was just thinking, Kelly asked earlier how my video went talking about the costs of crafting with all the new changes that are going on. If any of you are in groups that you think it might resonate with or might help anybody, feel free to share it in there. Like, as long as the group allows it. Like, obviously check your group rules. But if the group rules allow it, it's probably, a good thing to share around, because there are a lot of people out there who don't actually understand what some of this stuff actually means. So, like, I know in the sewing world, there's a lot of discussion happening because the countries that are getting the biggest tariffs at this stage for the USA are China and India. And a huge portion of fabrics are made in India. So all our sewing friends, and therefore all our clothing that comes out of the US, that's going to, like, I think from what I heard, I think India has a 50% tariff right now. It could change, we know they can change quite suddenly. But yeah, and the Chinese tariffs are a bit crazy. Now, I know I used Xiaogu as an example in that, but and Xiaogu actually have a massive warehouse. They have a lot of stock on site already, so I think their prices are going to be fine for now. But I think going forward, it'll be the issue, like when they get the next container loads in, because right now it looks like that, because I saw that they shared on their socials, someone had got to have a tour of the warehouse, which I'm so jealous of. But yeah, so yeah, it's I think for now you're fine. I think it'll be going forward, like next shipments and things like that, that'll become an issue. Tali says there's a YouTube video compilation of Americans getting surprise tariff bills. Can you imagine that? Thinking you've already paid everything for something and then getting that, oh yeah, by the way, this will be your extra. And it's just like, really? Like, especially if you've already gotten the item. Like, I know that was happening for some people. There were craft stores in the US that would get the items. Most of it would be sold already because it might have been on pre-order or something. And then down the track, they actually get a tariff bill for that box. And they were just like, wait, what? And so they can't even increase the prices on that stock because most of it's sold. And you're just like, oh man, it's just because of the sheer number of changes happening to the systems, the processes just can't keep up. Like the processes as well as the processors. I just really feel for anybody wanting to buy anything and living in the US right now or needing it to go through the US. I was watching, do we have an Australian brand of knitting needles or crochet hooks? No, we don't. Tulip and Clover all come out of Japan. So they're pretty safe. It just depends on where they're distributed from. I know that the company that I used to stock Fiberific with, they got theirs directly from Japan. So it went Japan to Australia. So that was good. I mean, we do have Catch Hooks who makes out beautiful custom crochet Tunisian hooks. So there's those. When it comes to knitting needles, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I know we definitely don't have an Australian brand like that's made in Australia. I think Sullivan try to be all like, we're an Australian brand, but their stuff's not made in Australia. And so I don't know if it does the big tour, if it comes directly to us. I would hope that for the most part, we're able to avoid the shipping to the USA. And I think for a lot of things we already do because of just the sheer cost of shipping. So if we can get it directly, it's easier. But yeah, sometimes you just can't get around that. So I don't believe we have an Australian brand of crochet hooks or knitting needles. I could be wrong, so please let me know if you know of one. And by Australian brand, I mean Australian made and Australian sold, not just sold in Australia. Yeah, Loopy, I know. And it some people just couldn't be told is what it was. They were convinced of a different answer, and it was very hard to get them to understand the economics of like the actual true economics. So oh my gosh, can you imagine being that dyer having to make that decision? Nitspin Girl says, I follow a UK yarn dyer. She's just had to invoice all her US customers an additional bill for the advents that she pre-sold them earlier in the, that she sold pre-orders for earlier in the year. Oh, that's devastating. I actually haven't tried to ship anything to the US since all this came in, but from what I'm hearing, the additional costs are making it prohibitive. Because we're having to do, in Australia, you have to have a Zonos account. And so Zonos are dealing with all that side of it. You have like the cost of shipping to the USA, plus you have a Zonos fee, plus you have the tariff, and it's making it prohibitive. It's doable now, but it's ridiculous. Oh, Talia says, and all of the extra tariff invoices were the same price of the goods, if not more. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's awful. Yeah. And the problem being that they pre-sold everything, like, because like with Advents, they have to pre-sell it earlier in the year so they can, make it. It takes a massive effort to make an Advent, that's for sure. Yeah, it was thousands of pounds, so she couldn't afford to just absorb it. Absolutely. Gosh. Claire is in the house. Claire is in the house. Good to see you, Claire. Are you out and about or are you at home today? So Claire shared my video on her thing on her community tab, so that was cool. Thank you, Claire, for making that happen. But yeah, it's really heartbreaking. Like, like imagine being a customer who orders something ages ago, so excited for it to come, and then like and because Advents themselves, they're not cheap to start with, right? Like an Advent is a good couple of $100 for like a full Advent. I don't know if this person was selling the full Advent or not. I don't know, but a couple of hundred Australian dollars, right? So maybe £100, and then getting an invoice for like more than that again, just to be able to get it in the country that it's got to go to. It's so sad. Like, so it's disappointing for the seller who has to make that decision. It's disappointing for the buyer who then has to decide if they can afford it at all or not. And you'll find that some people have had to cancel their orders. So there'll be dyers with Advents that need to be sold that they can't sell to the US because of the cost of the Advent postage and import. It's what a mess, right? Like, just what a mess. Loopy Knot says you should not have to absorb it. To be honest, the people need to feel the pain to wake up at this point, or they never will. Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. I agree. Like I said, it sounds harsh, but I agree. I do agree. And no business should have to absorb it. I 100% agree with that. Crochet with Claire says, when you announced you were going to a sewing retreat, I had serious FOMO. I mentioned to a friend that sews about starting a sewing group. I am at our first sewing day and there are 5 of us. Claire, a friend of mine, can you please share it with your sewing group? A friend of mine is running a sewing online event that's for 4 days. Can one of the mods throw in a VIP link so Claire can show it to her friends? Please. Go and check it out. It's her name is Mandy and she's down in oh my gosh, I can't remember if it's Melbourne or Sydney now. She's down south and she is phenomenal and she's running this thing and it just looks amazing and it's for the sewers in our world. So, and it's so cheap. It's like $70 Australian for 4 days worth of stuff for the VIP ticket. So totally worth it. Totally worth it. Loopy Knot says that consumers absorb the cost, not the producers. I agree. The consumers of the different countries. I don't like it, but I agree with it. Knitspin Girl says, I looked into buying one. It was around £160, not including postage. It's like 320 Australian bucks. Like the Australian dollar against the British pound is not good right now. So it's like, oh, that's a lot. Plus the postage to Australia. Like the postage to Australia is not great at the best of times. Let's be honest. Yeah. Bianca says maybe it will make Hobie start sending to Australia and Japan again. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh yeah, by the way, we've decided that we're gonna that after all of that, we're actually gonna start shipping to Australia again because we can't do America anymore. Oh my gosh, because it's Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and there was somewhere else. There was a couple of countries that just got dropped off the map. But yeah, oh man, it would be fun but sad. Yeah, it's a sad reality. I agree. It's totally a sad reality. Claire says, take my money. There you go, Claire. That's the link for the VIP for the Sewing Expo. Please check it out and please share it with your friends. It is an affiliate link. I have to clarify that, but we all know that when I love something, I'm sharing it whether or not I'm affiliated or not. I personally am buying a ticket. So I want other people I know to talk to about it because I'll be like, oh, blah, 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 and no one will know what I'm talking about. So I want other friends there so that we can talk about the same things. So, and the thing is, like, you don't have to buy the VIP ticket, but the VIP ticket gets you all the replays for 12 months and other bits and bobs. The transcripts is a big one for me, the transcripts and the replays. But there's other stuff too. It's like, oh yeah, you'll get these discount codes. Let me know in the chat. Have you ever used the discount code that came in a conference or retreat goodie bag? Like, have you actually ever purchased anything? I don't know if I have. I mean, I may have done one or two, but I honestly don't know if I've ever used the discount codes for stuff in goodie bags. I honestly don't know the answer to the question. Claire says, oh, the replays are awesome. I'm going away and I was worried I would miss it. Oh, there you go. Well, you won't. Yes, you have used them. Okay. Francis says never. Yeah, for me, it's like probably never, maybe once or twice. And considering the sheer number of conferences and things I've been to, that's basically never. Oops, hang on. I've used the discount codes a lot if it's something I want to purchase. Yep. I usually buy and then find the codes after the fact. That's about where I'm at. Like, I thought I had a discount code for this. Can't find it. Purchase it anyway, then find the discount code later. But that's even if I end up buying anything. I like coupons. They're like tickets to convince the hubby to get a treat before it expires. I like discount codes. I don't know. We don't really do coupons in Australia the same way that coupons are done in the US. Or at least I don't think we do. Based on what I've seen about coupons, I've watched a couple of videos on like the big hardcore coupon collectors. I remember do you guys remember when, I mean, I don't know if it even still happens anymore, on the back of your dockets from like the shopping, how it would have all the code, like discounts and coupons and stuff on the back of that. I used a few of those over the years until they just went janky and it was just like random crap that you just never buy. So you guys got to like remind me. I did. I've gone past the start of the round again. I didn't measure it. Let me just check it because we are so close. We're so close. I could probably just shift over. I'm being pedantic. Like, what's a row out of 6 inches on a beanie? Different breed of coupon collection. Yeah, that looks a bit intense. It looks a little bit intense. Look, I am going to finish the row that I'm on, and then that will be it. And then I'll measure it again. And then that will be it. And then I'll change colors. Boom. This one's green tea Green Tea Gardens. Is that right? Leanne? Green tea yarns. It's green tea something. Beautiful and soft. I can't wait for that. So this one is Fiber Lily, and this one's mine. So Fiberific, and this one's Green Tea Yarns. Um. So yeah. When Abby's made it home from her intrepid travellings that she went on a last minute end of season ski trip, she had an absolute blast. She came home so happy and refreshed. Green tea yarns. Thanks, Leanne. She came home so happy and refreshed. She skied like 100 kilometers in 3 days. She got to some crazy speeds. She had a lot of fun. She caught, like, she was sort of hanging with some ski racing people, like, because she was skiing by herself for the whole trip. Green tea fibers, Sadie. Yep, green tea fibers. It's green tea something. It is Sadie. Um, and and so because she was by herself for the week or the 3 days, she didn't care. She'd just go off and ski by herself, and she wasn't doing any of the super hard runs because she said that's not smart to go and do those alone. But she was just doing a lot of the runs she's done before and things like that, and going up to some of her favorite places to ski. And she just really enjoyed it. But sometimes there'd be like other groups of people, so she kind of like hang at the backs of those groups. And she was saying she actually managed to sort of keep up with some speed skiers, or ski racers or whatever. I can't remember what she called them. She was so excited when she worked out that she was keeping up with them. So, yeah, it was, she had a really good trip. So she had her wisdom teeth out, had a couple of days recovery, then jumped in her car, and then drove down to the snow. On the way back, she stopped at Claire's house for a night. So massive thank you to Claire and her husband for looking after my little bogan. And she just had a really fantastic trip. She just came home so happy, like way better than the one she went earlier in the year, where she came back like grizzly and sad. This time around, she came back like super happy and just relaxed and chilled. And now she's had to go dress shopping, because she's got like the awards night for her football team. So she's had some fun with that. So hopefully, but she looks beautiful in the dress, even when she's being silly. Oh, Melissa, I hope everything goes really well for you today and that you get through it. And I don't know if I could, but I'm glad you're going to, and you're going to try, and I think you're going to do it. And I think just, you've got this. You're a powerful, clever woman. You've got this. And you know what? Even if you do cry, it doesn't even matter because everybody will be crying. So you just take a deep breath and try and go again. And just do the best that you can do. So, yeah, that's my opinion. So, nearly at the end of this row. Then we're gonna change colours. Finally, change colours. So my husband's been working from home the last couple of days. Quite hilariously, he has pointed out that I came back from sewing retreat. He goes, obviously you've come back much happier than you've been lately because you just walk around the house making up all your songs and talking to yourself a lot more than you usually do. It was like, cool. That's a good thing, right? It's like, yeah. It's a good thing. It's like, far out. Okay. He doesn't like the songs where I sing about the things he's left on the floor, or the songs about how I don't have a car this week because he crashed it, and so now I'm trapped, and it's I'm trapped at the house. I'm trapped here song. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, I'm trapped and I can't go to the grocery shopping, so you're going to have to go on your way home from work because I can't get anything. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, he's fine. He's fine. We were pulling into a car parking space and the car was beeping at him. Like beep 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 beep. He ignored the beeping and just very slowly smushed the side of a massive four-wheel drive thing that turned out to be under a week old. The owners are really unhappy. And my car also got like all around that sort of front corner edge smushed and scratched and broken light cover, and we were all in the car. We were all fine. It was very slow scratching. It was nearly like slow motion, like, and totally could have been avoided because he just ignored it beeping at him. And yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. It was, and he doesn't know what to say. He goes, I don't even know why I didn't even stop. It was beeping. No one was talking. I could hear it because we were like, getting ready to jump out of the car. So we were all like just getting our stuff organized. There's no bickering or anything like that going on. Let me just make sure I'm straight here. Oh, I could probably do one more row. What do you reckon? It's just not quite. Oh, like I don't want to do one more row. Oh, I'm not letting him live it down. That's why I've got my song. I'm trapped in the house and I can't do anything song. I'm trapped. So you have to. No, actually, I am. I'm good. I don't need to do another row. Yeah. Mine gets faster and louder as you get closer to impact. But yeah, it was just. I don't even know what to say about it. It was just stupid. It was just stupid. Alrighty. I'm cutting the yarn. Boom. Cut. Nice long tail for weaving in. La 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 la. Join on the purple. Give this a nice long tail for weaving into. So yeah. So it's I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest. Oh, that looks so good against the green. This camera does no justice whatsoever to these colors. I'll have to put a photo on Instagram. So you guys go and, if you're not following my Instagram, please go and follow my I'm just Fiberific. I'm on all the socials as Fiberific, although I don't check my Twitter Fiberific anymore. But like, yeah, go and like LinkedIn, my name, but everything else, Fiberific. But yeah, go. I'll make sure there's a photo up later. And we can go from there. Oh yeah. I'll put it in I'll put it in Discord. I'll put it in Fun Zone. If you're not a member on the Discord, you should totally be a member on the Discord. There's so much stuff being shared over there. You guys are doing gorgeous work. I love seeing all the photos of everything, honestly. So yeah, it just beautiful. And I love that you're all embracing the sharing the photos thing. Because it gives us something fun to do here in the lives as well. So those of you that don't see it on the Discord, I can show it on the live. Molly says the purple that you are now using is very similar to the color that she's using. Oh, wow, Molly, look at us purple twins. Purple twins. Let me just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the big camera and hold it up because that's a better camera for color. This purple is just insane. And let's see if you can see how good it looks. Like those two colors, they're like peas in a pod. They go together so beautifully. Love it. And like all of them work together. So yeah. Talia's working with some Fiberific hand dye. Oh, I've just put it down. I miss it so much. I'm like, I cannot. If I go out and fire up the dye pot, even just for some yarn for myself, I know me. So I will go stupidly hard and I'll end up sick again. And I'm only just like getting back on top of like all my asthma meds again after having the dramas of not being able to get a doctor's appointment to get a repeat for my inhaler. I now have an inhaler. Thank goodness. I've got lots of doctor's appointments this week because you get back in and they're like, oh yeah, you need to do this, 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 and this. I'm like, cool, when can you fit me in? So that's the problem. So I've got my skin cancer checkup and I've got some perimenopause blood work that I got done. So fingers are crossed, everything can be sorted. Hopefully I don't need a new iron infusion, but if I do, that they can just do it. So I find all that out on Friday. That's the Friday job. So yes. Oh, it's so lovely. It's and it feels amazing. It feels amazing. This one I'm using is a Bendigo Woolen Mill sock yarn. I've hand dyed it in some Dharma Electric Violet. Oh, Deb has her skin check next week. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got it booked in. Mine's running really behind. I got the reminder not long before Mum passed away, so I kind of just got put on the back burner, and then I got another reminder like, hey, you're nearly 6 months overdue for your checkup. This is not smart. So yeah, I've got to go to the dentist too. I don't want to go. Let's just deal with all this other stuff this week first. The dentist stuff I can deal with. This other stuff, it's a not knowing issue. So let's get it. Let's pick one thing. I can't do all of the things at once. Just one thing. Yeah. Oh, like for me, it's not. It's like yes, it's absolutely the money, but it's also like the mental load of I'm not good at medical stuff. I don't like procedures. I really don't. I stress out so much about the whole things. I overthink everything. It's just I'm not in a good place when I go. Like the money's nearly secondary, like it's not, because hello, like costs of dentists in Australia is like a joke. So yeah. Yeah, that's what happened with me, Game Widows. I ran out of my inhaler, went to the chemist only to realize that my prescription had expired with the prescription still available on it. So then I had to go to the doctor and they wouldn't do, like, I couldn't get one of the appointments he had available, which was telehealth, because I hadn't been in the last 6 months. Anyway, it was just a nightmare. Yeah, I think I need a filling. I've got a tooth that's like, if air goes over it too much, I really notice it. So I just don't breathe over that tooth. It's a bit dumb, but that's how I've coped with it for the last, 6 months. Oh. Oh, geez. Okay. I know, like, let's just talk about avoidance for a second. Oh, my goodness. All right, I want to work over this tail. So I've got a nice long tail woven in here. Welcome to my brain. Oh gosh. The funny thing, I knit continental but can only cast on traditional. Oh, there you go. I was like that for a bit. It was just definitely more comfortable casting on traditional, but I've just adjusted over time. It's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But like anything, it's kind of like that whole mock-up thing. I would practice all that sort of stuff on like base washers that were just for us, that they weren't like gifts or anything, and just, like less important sort of things. Like you don't want to test it all out on the edge of like a lace shawl or a cardigan or something. I just need to pull this tail a little. Uh, Leanne says, no feelings for me. I'm so pleased. But the plate quote was 2,500. That took my breath away. Yes, I bet it did. That's just a lot. Oh, try again. I've seen the way you cast on it looks like string art. Yeah, well, I mean that's the one that looks like string art is a German short row cast on. That's like a good cast on if you need a little bit of stretchy, just a little bit of stretchy. German twisted or Norwegian twisted cast on. It could be either of those depending on the exact style of the string art. So, but yeah. I don't always do. I'm not a big fan of the knitted cast-ons. I find that they tend to be too tight, or at least I do them too tight. So I tend to go with the others. But it depends because different cast on for different projects. You know, it depends. Molly says, I just bought new tea lychee, trying it out now. Just delicious. Molly, who's making lychee tea? Please tell me. I love lychees. So some of you know that I've been like trying out this that Muscle Nation protein water, and they've got a lychee flavor, and out of the 8-pack of flavors, that's the only one I didn't like because it was just like, no, that's wrong. It's ruining all my thoughts of lychee. But all the others are pretty good. I've picked up the strawberry, which is weird because I do not like fake strawberry, but this just seems to just work. And I think I've got crisp apple was the other one that I really liked. So yeah, the Sassafras tea shop. I'll have to look it up. It's been girl says, by the way, thanks for the company today while I finally got around to weaving in all the ends of my dad's jumper that's been otherwise finished for over a week. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad it's woven in now. Now let me just check here. Yeah, I want to weave this one in because I want to catch that. So I'd leave that one there to weave in properly. Because I realized I forgot to twist the yarn before I wove it all in on the previous row. So now I need to manually do a weave in. Ugh, yuck, my own fault though. Not setting it up properly. This color makes me knit faster. That's legit a thing, by the way. Just so you all know, if you're using the right colors, you knit faster. So yeah. I love chocolate chai. The chocolate chai tea from Tea Fatalia. I'm a massive fan of the Tea Fatalia mint slice tea. I love that so much. I wonder if she does a lychee tea. I don't know if she does. I don't think she does any fruit teas, does she? I could be wrong. It's been a bit since I bought tea. You know, that wasn't at Woolies. Heathen. I know. I know. Which reminds me, I still need to order coffee. I've been meaning to order coffee for 3 days now. I just keep forgetting. And now we're like down to the last quarter of our bag. We're totally going to run out. So after this live stream today, I 100% need to order coffee. Oh dear. And we go through it faster when Tim works from home. And he's been working from home a bit this week so that I'm not quite so trapped without my car. Ha ha ha. But on Saturday, unless my car's back early, because they're like, oh yeah, that'll be 7 days to fix those scratches. You're just like, really? Oh, thank you, Kelly. Really? 7 days? Really? Like, man. So if it really ends up being 7 days and they don't have it ready for Friday, then Tim's going to drop me off for Caffeinated Crafters. Miss Girl says Coles aren't stocking the Yorkshire malted biscuit tea anymore. Oh no. Can you get it from anywhere else? Like, I'll buy a carton, please. I was really lucky that there was a Lipton, I think it was a Lipton, it was a particular Russian caravan that I really, really loved. And it came in like the prism bags. And we found out that they were discontinuing it. So we were actually able to hit a couple of Woolies's and buy like quite a few boxes to have tucked away in the cupboard. So it took like a couple of months, a few months, like 6 months or something, for us to finally run out. And we were like rationing them and like, you sure you want this? You don't want an English breakfast? You know, like what about an Irish breakfast or an Australian afternoon tea? And I'd be like, no, I really want one of those. So, yes, the funness of things. Francis is picking up a new car tomorrow. So excited. Oh my gosh, that is exciting. What are you getting? If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to share, but I'm always curious what different cars people get. I've currently got a Mazda CX-30 and I don't like it. We bought it during COVID when Tim broke his last car, which was a little Golf. He wrote that off in a car accident. He didn't have a car. I had the X-Trail. He had the Golf. He wrote off the Golf. He still needed to get to work. So, and I was actually due to get the next new car because my car was like 11 years old. And we weren't planning on getting a new car for another few years because we were going to wait until Abby had finished school and we didn't have school fees to pay anymore and stuff like that. But we had to do it when we had to do it. And during COVID, it was really hard to get cars. It was really hard to get them. And this was one that we could have. Like they had this, we could actually buy the car we test drove. And I was just like, get it. Let's just get this. And there's a couple of little things that I don't like about it. And one of them is it forces you to be reliant on the technology in the car because the pillar just behind you, you know, when you got to check your blind spots, it blocks. Like I literally have to lean forward and twist my whole body to be able to look out the back window because I can't see past the pillar. So I'm forced to rely on there's a car next to you traffic warnings in the car, which they are also very good. But I don't like that I'm forced into that. Also, the windows are quite high up. They're like you can't put your elbow in the window because you're like, hang on a second, I'll go to the big view. Go to the big view. Because like if I would put you put your elbow in the window and you drive, like I do that. I don't know if you're supposed to, but I do that, especially on long trips. To do it, my elbow's got to be up on this angle, and so I don't do it because it's just the wrong angle. Aside from those two things, it's actually a great car. But those two things are things that I notice every time I drive it. And there's one particular intersection to get to my house where I've actually started driving a different way so I don't have to use that intersection because you've kind of got it's like a tight merge line and I cannot see the traffic next to me to work out if I can start accelerating out. I just can't see it. So I try not to go that way except for at night when it's quieter on that intersection. So I actually drive around the block and come at those lights from the other angle, which is dumb, but I don't feel safe doing it any other way. So, which is probably why I don't crash my car. Just saying. Just saying. So yeah, back to the knitting. Oh, you're getting a CX-5. Nice, nice. I've got a red one. I like the Mazda red. It's a good color. Game Widow says, I'm still campaigning for our next car to be a Kia Carnival after driving one to retreat. The Kia Carnivals are lovely, but aren't they like ridiculously expensive? Like a lot. Leanne says, a police officer pulled me over for having my window out resting on the... Oh, I have my window still up. My elbow doesn't go out of the vehicle because you're not allowed to have any parts of your body outside of your vehicle. Francis says, lots of newer cars have poor visibility. My Tucson is like that with the high windows. It's dumb, right? Like, wouldn't metal cost more than glass? Like, doesn't it? I could be wrong. Like, metal costs more than glass, doesn't it? Like, I've got the wrong screen on there. Metal costs more than glass. Why not have less metal and more glass? Abby's little Nissan Micra is like driving around a fishbowl. You can see everything. It's awesome. I love it. I wish more cars had that much glass. I miss my X-Trail for the sheer visibility I had out of that car. But the new X-Trails don't have the same visibility as the old X-Trails did. It's very frustrating. Bianca says, I drive out of my way to avoid certain roundabouts. Yeah, there's one near me that I'm just like, I hate that. I love my Mazda, but it's 20 years old and it doesn't have all those newfangled technology stuffs. Well, I can tell you that just because you've got them doesn't mean you use them, she says, side-eyeing her husband's desk where he's not currently sitting. Yeah. So, and then then the X-Trail died. So Tim was driving the X-Trail, like it was his daily driver, but he didn't do anything to it to make it die. Its transmission died, and there was nothing he could do about that. Like, it's not like he crashed into something and then the transmission died. That's not what happened. It just died. So, you know, I try not to blame him for that one, but he was technically the driver of that vehicle, so it is also his fault. Oh, man. I'm mean, right? That's just mean? Yeah, I know. Alrighty, let me just have a little look here at this. Yeah, I think just a little weave is going to fix that. Chantelle, you dum-dum. What are you doing? Just didn't think then, did you? All right, let me just go back and see if I've picked up everything properly. That was just so dumb. I don't even know why I did that. Wow. I mean, you didn't see that because I had the wrong camera on, but I totally just went to stretch something out and when I stretched out, I just pushed all those stitches straight off the end of my needle. So, stupid. And I just realized I forgot to do maybe I should just go back and fix it. Because I forgot to do a jogless join on that stitch. So there's a jog there. Not that anyone's going to notice it. It's inside the beanie. It's only a row. I should go back and fix it. I'm going to go back and fix that because I forgot to twist it and I forgot to do the jogless join. So go back and fix it. Yeah. I don't have to, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Man, I was so excited. I got too excited, got too far ahead of myself, and didn't do a couple of pretty important things. Siobhan says, I love my CX-9. I mourn it every time I get into the MG. We test drove an MG because there were plenty of those available. We could have had pretty much any color, any size of those we wanted. But the thing we noticed, and it's an issue probably more in Queensland than anywhere else, that there was no air vent in the back seat. Now, we had Abby, who was still at school then, so she wasn't driving. And so that was a big, yeah, I'm just pulling it back like one round just so that I can do that jogless join. So yeah, I'm not going to pull it all the way back to the start. I'll still do my weave in, but I'll just go back one round to fix up the jogless. Yeah, I was up to round 3, so I've just got to pull out round 2. But yeah, so it had no air venting into the back seat on any of the models. So I was just like, well, that's a no. I have 2 things that I want. I want an electronic front driver's seat, because otherwise I have to get in and out of the car to make the adjustments, because my arm is too short and I can't roll the seat backwards and forwards. And because we change drivers in that car, it gets moved all the time. So I want electronic driver's seat adjustment, because I'd had that for 10 years on my X-Trail. And I was very used to it. And I wanted air venting, so air conditioning in the back seat. And that were my 2 things. That was really, really what. It's Been Girl says, genuine question. The color was coming off in my hands as I knit an 80% acrylic, 20% wool. Will soaking in vinegar and salt help, or should just do vinegar? Just do vinegar. You can dye acrylic with protein dyes. So I would try it with just the vinegar first. You don't need the salt. And just give that a test and see how that goes. So you don't want to just soak it in vinegar. You want to soak it in vinegar and have it at temperature. So have your bucket of water with your cap or 2 of vinegar in the water. Get that water up to like where it's just starting to get a little steam off the water. Not a rolling boil. You just want it hot. And you need to have it sitting there for at least 30 minutes at heat. So you want to be able to sort of get that heat sort of staying there. So keep it on a heat, something like that. Kelly is reminding everybody, if you're enjoying, consider becoming a channel member. For the cost of a coffee per month, you can help support our wonderful Chantelle. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you dropping that message, because she's very right. One of the perks that channel members get, aside from the fact that we get to see that you're a channel member and you get a little ninja of varying colors depending on how long you've been a channel member for, which I need to add in some more ninjas. There's more spaces. I can give some more colors. So we also have a monthly channel member Discord call. So it's like a Zoom call where everyone can be on camera and we can all show each other craft, and I can listen to you guys chat and find out your stories and what you're up to, which is, how we knew what Vampire and Artsog were up to, because they showed us in our last members call. So yeah, you can always join in on those, and it is very inexpensive. Doug Hewson, how you going? Great to see you. Shouldn't you be? Is it lunchtime? Are you at work? What's going on? I turned off my leaderboard because I could. So yeah, leaderboard is gone now. Bye bye. So I forgot about it, and then this morning, when I was setting everything up, I saw that Kelly had posted, and she ended up with a purple crown. I was like, wait, do I have access to that leaderboard toggle off button? And I did. I was so happy. I did a little dance. No leaderboard for me. Bianca says, I noticed that. I'm glad it's gone too. Yes. Look, I get why it could be good. It could be great in so many instances. It really could. Like, especially if you're like a gaming channel, something like that. If that's really what you want, then you've got that, right? We don't need it. And there's places where it's totally inappropriate. Imagine if it was like a law live stream or a medical live stream, and then it's gamified, and they didn't have the option to turn it off. It just looked tacky. But anyway, so glad it's good. Yeah, goodbye unwanted features. Is it a feature if you don't want it? But I mean, would it not have another name for it? I don't know if it's actually a feature if you don't want to. So yeah. Oh, Leanne's dropping the salt. If you're not in the Discord group, why? Here's the link. The Discord is free. There is a members only area, but there is totally very active, or a bit active non-members area. It's actually more active than the members area, let's be honest. We just really use the members area for our Discord chats. At this stage, I'm sure that as things start ramping up a bit, it might change, but for right now, that's the long and the short of it. How much? I mean, I've got to think back a bit more. When you make mistakes, mate, so yes, going in and removing the things. Maybe not a feature. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think, if it's something you don't want, is it classed as a feature? If it's just annoying and you want it gone, is it really a feature? It's just an option. I agree. Option works. And now it is an option because it was forced on us. Before it wasn't optional. Now it's optional. So I'm glad that's gone. Like, we use a lot of different YouTube features and stuff in here in this group, but that one just never sat right. Artsog said, when you make mistakes, make them epic so at least you get memories out of them. Well, hopefully I'll remember to not forget to do the joggler stripe again. Maybe this will be like that thing, like, oh, remember that time when you were live streaming and you just totally skipped past a joggler stripe and just, had to publicly tink back an entire row and a half of knitting on 2mm needles with 200 stitches a row. You remember that? Idiot. Don't do it again. Good chance I'll forget. Just to throw that out there, good chance I'll forget, and continue to forget to add in joggler stripes. Itchy left hand. What's an itchy left hand mean, everybody? It just went insane. Oh, that was crazy. Oh. Only 200? That's nothing. You know when you just something's just so itchy, your fingernails just aren't enough? Well, that and I don't have any fingernails, so only 200? That's nothing. Look, I know, but it is still 200 stitches on 2.25mm tips. It just, it's not fast to undo them all. Oh, it means you're going crazy. Thanks, Deb. I am. Now, I need all the good juju. I entered a prize home. I would like to win the prize home, please. It's a very cute one up on the Sunshine Coast. It has a pool. It's not, it's near the water, but it's not too close to the water. My only aversion to being near the water is that eventually, they go underwater. That's it. I like being near the beach. I like the sound of the beach. I like the salt air. I just would like my house to stay where it is just a bit longer. That's all. Alrighty, we're coming up to the marker. Yay! We're nearly there. We've nearly undone 200 and 300 stitches. Yeah, Knit Spin Girls, I always forget, so it's probably money going out. I'd probably be forced to go to the dentist because I can no longer bear with the nightmare. I don't want to. Don't want to go. No, 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 no. So, you've been scrolling on Instagram for too long when all of a sudden you start getting the tarot readers. I don't really prescribe into that. But then I watched one because his cards were beautiful. They were just beautiful artwork. And I was trying to get a look at all the different cards that I could see. Because I can appreciate beauty even in, something that I don't personally do. Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Because then all of a sudden, every second thing I scrolled was some tarot reader. And I'm just like, look, those cards were cute for sure. Like, absolutely. That's better. Um, but do I need to deal with that? No. No is the answer. No. So that made me go to sleep. Phone down. Instagram off. Some of those cards, they are just stunning. They're just the artistry that goes into them. Okay, we're knitting again. Hopefully, we'll get this round done so I don't have yarn bath out on the table for the cat to drool on. We would like this yarn to be a drool-free zone. Thanks very much, Tibbles, wherever you are. I don't know where you are. He's not in here, or Louis would be a bit more active. Oh yeah, some of the cards are just gorgeous. And these ones were beautiful art that have been like edged with something metallic as well. So they were just very, very eye-catching. They were the perfect cards for this guy to use on Instagram because me, a person who doesn't get into that sort of thing, stopped to check out the cards. So they obviously did their job. So, yeah. There we go. This color is so nice with this teal. Man, why didn't I do something like this sooner, like these two colors together? I know teal and purple work together. I suppose I just quite often avoided purple because my whole life was all purple because my mum was just a massive purple fan. Like, I like purple, don't get me wrong. But my mum loved purple. Like, everything option. If she had a choice of a color, it was always purple. And so it was a lot. It was a lot of things. And so it's like an avoidant color for me. Like, for me, pink and purple were avoidance colors. Like, I like them and I use purple for some stuff because sometimes it's just the right color. And same with pink. But now I'm starting to wear pink again and I'm starting to wear purple again. So, yeah. I do have a purple long sleeve top that I used to just love. It was very comfy. I don't know what happened to it. We're coming into summer, so I don't really need to look for it. A woman with taste? Yeah. She loved purple. There we go. We're coming around. We're using up all the colours. Not all the colours, all the yarn. We're using up all the yarn bath. Not a lot there, but it's enough to annoy me and it won't go in my little bag neatly. Bianca says, I loved pink and purple together as a child. See, as a child, my mum dressed me in pink all of the time. Like, everything was pink. And so until I was old enough to start choosing my own clothes, I was dressed in pink. And I didn't like it. I didn't want that. I want something different. So I'm just starting to, like, in the last sort of, 5 or 10 years, I've started coming back to some shades of pink. A girl I grew up with loves purple so much her house is decorated in purple, and of course she has purple hair. My mum's house was decorated with lots of purple things, but she did try to keep it a little bit balanced because her partner, while he was open to colours, he liked lots of colours, and so they compromised, which you do. I was actually thinking, because I'm getting better at sewing and I need new curtains, is it better value to just buy the sewing fabric and make your curtains or buy curtains? Because I really need new curtains in my living area. It's driving me insane. And I don't know. I suppose it comes down to the fabric choice, doesn't it? Like, if I choose an expensive fabric and this particular room needs It's got 2 large windows and a large double glass sliding door that all need curtains. So it's like a lot of curtaining. I think I worked out that I needed like 2, 4. I think I worked out that I needed like 12 or so 2 meter drop for each one. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I needed 14 meters of whatever fabric I go with. Because put a 2 meter drop. And I got to double check that 2 meters is what I need, but I think it was a 2 meter drop and then the curtain width. And on the big double glass sliding door, I need like 3 curtains or 2 really wide curtains. It might be easier just to do 3 depending on the width of the fabrics. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then I just need the tape with all the little hook things because we've got runner tracks with the little loops that you've got to. There's a name for it. I don't know what they are. But I don't want to make actual like legit proper pencil pleat curtains because, you know, I'm not doing that. They can out the window for that. But I would happily stitch the tape on the back because I could do that. I could stitch. I'm good at. I can do a straight line. I could do a straight line. Yeah, the curtains are going to last for years and years. The ones that are out there now, I got them on sale. I spent around $500 or $600 for those ones plus one other window, and they were like 50% off, and they were awful. They're the worst, but they've only lasted about 5 years, and they are awful. And we realized too late that we couldn't actually wash the curtains. Like you can't put them in the washing machine. You've got to just hang them out on the line carefully and then just hose them down. And hope that the back doesn't touch. Like you could only do one at a time because if the back touched another curtain, it would just grab onto it, and when you peeled it apart, it just ripped all the backing. They're just awful curtains. Very bad decision. And so I don't want anything like that again because awful. I do like block-out curtains, but if I can't have it, I mean, right now my technically block-out curtains let so much light in because they've got hole, like they're not holes, but the weave has opened up. Like they're just bad. I just bought bad curtains, but I also spent a decent amount of money on bad curtains. I should have wondered why they were half price. I just thought it was like an end of season color or something. But yeah, I want to have a look into that and just see what I can do. Because I don't like anything like majorly patterned. Like these ones are just a bit of a textured taupe. I don't mind a bit of texture rather than like colors and just a single color. But I could go like they replaced the curtains that were here when we bought the house, and they were like floral and like big floral, like mostly white curtains with big floral. I did not like it. You can sometimes be lucky and pick up a cold pig custom made for someone else who changed their mind. Really? I didn't realize that people could do that, like just change their mind and not get it. The catch that we have, and I don't know how much of an issue it'd be with curtains, but when we got our crim safe done, they pointed out that out of the 11 windows that we needed done, not one single one of them was a standard size, so they had to custom make all of them. Oh, Molly says you can buy block-out fabric as a backing and have something else in the front. I usually make my own curtain. Molly, I need to talk to you about where I go shopping for this curtain fabric and where I find the black. I'm very keen. And I'll happily test on the double glass sliding door first and go from there because right now it has one curtain on it. because that's the curtain we made the mistake of throwing in the washing machine. And it was an extra wide curtain. It needed a wash because it was the one that, people brushed against at the door and everything. And it got ruined. It went into a wash. I didn't even realize I couldn't wash it. I've never had curtains I couldn't just pop in the washing machine and wash before. It didn't even go into my brain. Do you know what I mean? So, it was just not even what do you mean I can't wash this? But I opened up the what because it was like doing the thud, 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 thud. It had turned into a solid ball. So it just went directly from the washing machine into the wheelie bin. And now that window is down to a single curtain. Has been for quite a while now, but now it's aging and starting to fall apart a bit because it kept being stretched across, and I need to do something. Hey, Hooked Blair, great to see you in the chat. So yeah, so that's, I definitely want to try that. I think that could be fun, and I think it could be fun. Like my husband bought me a sewing machine for my birthday. Excuse me. Yeah, he bought me this nifty little sewing machine for my birthday, one that was much lighter weight that I could carry up for retreats, which it went like a champion, I want to say. So while I've still got my U-Butte big quilting machine and my old school 50-year-old Walton's machine all functioning, I want to give this one a bit more of a run, see how it copes with different things. A spotlight usually have it. Okay. Oh, and yeah, hem weights. Yeah. Because I think that's an issue. These particular curtains, they don't have hem weights, so that's an issue as well. So all right, let me just write some stuff down. Pat. So I need. Let me just get this paper right. Okay. So for curtains, I need blackout backing. What was it called? Blockout fabric. Blockout backing. And can that be washed? And do you actually attach it to the curtain, or is it on a separate runner? Like, just out of curiosity. Blackout backing, hem weights, and a hanging tape. Because you still got to stitch that on. Like, it's a wide tape with all the little threads and everything, but you've still got to stitch that on. So yeah, so let me know if I need to add anything. Well, fabric. Curtain fabric. So yeah, I'll have a look. I mean, technically, I probably really should do the window in my husband's office, because it's the one window that, while we get it, it currently matches the rest of, like, the living area, which is a different room. It doesn't have to. So for whatever reason, I decided not to go ahead with it. That one's by itself. It would make more sense to do that one first. It's also the smallest of the windows. I wash mine on cold and usually just sew them together with the front piece. And do you, like, make, because I mean, obviously I'm a heathen and a bogan. I normally just hang my curtains up, and when they need a wash, I wash them and then put them straight back up again. Who here is a change the curtains depending on the season kind of person? Like, admittedly, I don't get snow here, so I'm not doing that sort of thing. But in winter, I do like a thicker curtain, but I also like a blackout curtain. So even in summer, we keep the thick curtains. Cotton to match your fabric. Look, oh yeah, good point. Matching thread. I'll probably be able to buy like a bulk box because I'll need a lot of it. every now and again I'll spot like IKEA has a sale or something on their block out curtains, and I go in because I need like so many for that room. There's just never enough of them to make it match. And you're just like, oh man, that would have worked out such good value, but I can't get them. Oh, look at this, looking so much better. It's amazing how good things go when you actually make the effort to like. And now I do need to pull this green thread. Because it just needs to be snugged up a little bit there. There we go. Yeah, that was what I always did as a kid as well. Like not as a kid, my mum always did that, and so as I've grown up, I do exactly the same thing. I wash them, pull them out of the washing machine, and hang them straight back up on the curtain rods. So I don't have to mess around like finding space in the clothesline for them. But the ones that were like the ones that I have to go out and hose, I leave them out in the clothesline because I don't want them to accidentally touch each other while they're wet, because the second that happens, it's a nightmare. So they're just like, seriously, curtains should just be able to go in the washing machine, right? Like, am I being ridiculous here? Like, you should just be able to throw your curtains in your washing machine. Like, if you've got blinds or something, different story. But if you've got curtains, they really should just be able to go in the washing machine. So yeah, so that's something I want to get done. Is get some curtains sort of my living area, because I don't like how it looks, and I don't like the color. I don't like because they're all starting to like the strings are starting to break, so they're all uneven on the thing. They're just aging out, right? And it's time. It's time for me to utilize some skills that I've learnt and just make the curtains. This purple looks so good with this green. I'm so happy. This is like the most expensive hat I've ever made, right? Like, I'm going to use 3 balls of hand-dyed yarn for a hat. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm totally going to be making a matching cowl, by the way, because I do have like that much of each color left. Oh, that one was only 6 inches, so maybe the other color's a little less. New poke, the bear discovered curtains must be washed in a washing machine. I just like, I don't want to have to hose them. And like, who's out here getting their curtains dry cleaned? They do have sales on their curtains every now and again, but I couldn't get the sheer number of them that I needed for this one room. Like, I could get different colors, but I wanted them all to be matchy in this one room, which, if I need 2, 4, 7 sort of curtains, it does make it a bit trickier. I mean, technically I could get 3 for the sliding door, and as long as they're complementary, when the windows don't really matter, you know what I mean? But it's an interest. It's one end, right, of my. So I've got a T-shaped house, right? My house is a T-shape. I'm currently sitting here, okay? My living room is here. So I've got like this double glass sliding door. It actually goes here. Then double glass windows here and double glass windows here. And then the front door's there. And so, because that's like a little entry area. And then there's the dining room, Tim's office, and our bedroom, right? And Abby's room's in here as well. This is not to scale. But yeah, so I've got to get curtains on this front end of the house. Like 3 curtains here it's a big like double length glass sliding door, double length window, double length window. So they're all within like it's a small room. Well, I mean, it's not, it's a big room, but they're all right next to each other. So it would look weird if they didn't match. Unless they were like tonally shifting. But, Like that's even more different and probably harder to do. If I do see sale, I'll let you know. Yeah, Leanne, no worries, I will. And I got my delivery of my of all my Suzanne Grey pants arrived, and one of the pairs is so long it's not funny. So I'm totally going to have to practice my taking up skills and adjusting skills on those pants because they will be so comfy as just if they were like 4 inches shorter and not just bulking all over the ground. So, yeah. All right. Well, my friends, quick recap. Caffeinated Crafters this Saturday at Cafe 63 Beanley Marketplace from around 10 a.m. onwards, 10 to 11-ish. Then we have what's Fanfi saying? I buy cheap curtains I can wash in the machine, end up needing new ones every few years, but better than buying the expensive ones that can't be washed. Alas, I can't sew. I've never sewn, like, I sewed the curtains for this room, but I've never sewed like big floor length curtains before. So I should just be brave, right? And these are just pocket curtains as well, so like double easy. Oh, what's for lunch? I don't even know. I've got some U foods in the fridge. I've got 3 to choose from, and that's what I'm going to have for lunch. One of them U foods. Because I kept forgetting to eat lunch again. My brain was not being kind to me, so I got some food delivered to make it easier. I don't have to think, and I got like good food that's, you know, got all the tickety boos on it. Francis says, I bought some new pants online recently and I'm tall and they're at least 10 centimeters too long. Yeah, like seriously, plus size people must be 27 feet tall is all I'm saying. Bampi's got steak, nice. Bianca's got leftovers. Yeah, so I think I've got something chicken. There's something chicken there. I'll probably have that. Then I have to think about dinner because then I need to send Tim a shopping list to pick up the stuff to make the dinner. Be brave, sew all the curtains. I'm going to be. When I sit down for my lunch today, I'm going to get my laptop out and I'm going to start looking at Spotlight curtaining fabrics so I get an idea of pricing so I can keep an eye out for sales. So I know what's actually on sale because that's the other thing. Artig says, I have whatever the boss commands. Yeah. And you go, thank you. Leanne says, oh, I hear you. I'm a shorty. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. And like, because Bianca says I have the opposite problem. This is why I never buy clothes online. Oh, I usually, if I buy like an ankle length or a calf length pant, it's usually like my full length, right? And these ones were just so long. There was just hilarious. The others are all good. I bought 4 pairs. 3 pairs are perfectly fine. One's just a bit too long. One could use just a single turn up, and that's easy because I'll just stitch that. That's simple. It's when I have to cut it and then stitch it. That's when I start going. But on the weekend, I learned how to use the cover stitch on my sewing machine. So I'm going to do that. Oh, so scared. Linen, not my friend. I'm like, oh, look, let's just, for the first time, hemming in a really long time, let's just use the messiest fiber of all. Anyway, my friends, I'm going to run away. I'm going to go and have my lunch. I'm going to let the doggy outside and so he can have a little run outside. He didn't even prick his ears up. He doesn't care. And yeah, then I'm going to have a quickie little researchy on curtain fabric. Who knows? Maybe next stream I can like show a photo of a hanging curtain somewhere. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. All right. Bye, everybody. Have an awesome week. See you later.